in our Dharma class, I didn't put too much focus into the technique of meditation. I didn't choose that way, because now we very fortunate, we living in the internet. We can learn how to do vipassana. We can learn how to read mantra. We can learn how to do so many kinds of meditation technique in internet. But the thing, if we learn Dharma truthfully, we learn Dharma deeply, and we can practice Dharma, we can use Dharma 24 hours in 7 days without the necessary to sit in that. No. If Dharma just happens when we practice, look, we just practice half an hour a day. So little. But if we learn Dharma, we learn the wisdom, we change ourselves to be a better person, we practice Dharma 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When we talk about egolessness, not many people can hear about it. Actually, not many people can hear about it, because we grew up in a culture of ego. We encourage everybody, we speak for ourselves. We talk for ourselves. We talk for our rights. We growing up in the culture with so much solid ego. Everywhere we talk about right, everywhere talking about I, everywhere talking about mine. Television, movies, social media, everywhere. So it's very rare for us today. We're talking about egolessness. It's very rare and so precious. Today we have precious time talking about egolessness. Okay. Everybody talk about ego. That's good. That's very good. But if we have the view deep down, we will see most of terrible trouble, problem happening in our family, in our school, in our social, in our country, in our nation, in our world, come from our ego. He saw the five skandals to the empty of nature, then through the power. A few moments of silence already passed. I'd like to invite everybody coming back with our Dharma talk, Dharma learning today. Today, I'd like to share with you the very first part of today. I'd like to share with you a few things we need to do for our meditation section every day when you practice at home. Very few little things, and I am sure many of you already know, but to some didn't know much, so I like to share. Okay. Like the car. When we like to ride our car, First of all, we need to make sure our car is good. Have full fuel, everything good. And if we put the key, and then we turn on the car, and we never start to drive the car straight away after we just turn on the key, right? We make sure we turn on the key, make sure we hear the engines, the sound, like right, and then 10 seconds, 20 seconds sometimes, and then we start slowly moving the car, okay, out of our car yard. Like this with our mind. When we start to do the meditation section, we're going to settle down. Before we sit down, we like to make sure our mind have the full preparations for our mind training before our physical body start to sit down. Okay? Something like we're going to say another 10 minutes we're going to do meditation. So in that 10 minutes, even we still doing this, we're doing that, but everything in our mind starts slowing down already. We start to release everything in our mind mentally already. And then the right time coming, we sit down. When we sit down, make sure we give our body a good posture. Make sure the back straight, make sure our neck straight, make sure our eyes close a bit. Make sure we got the good breath. Make sure we got a good breath, because in our daily life, with so much emotion, with so much activity, and when our mind didn't have the good enough mind control, our breath didn't flow healthy, didn't flow very good for our body. So when we take meditation, this is the best time we give our brains and we give our physical body good enough oxygen for the whole physical body work. So very first 5 or 10 breaths, we make sure we give a lot of oxygen from our nose to feed our brain first, because the brain is very important part of our physical body. So we make sure we have a good breath to bring enough oxygen to feed our brain. With the very first few breaths is good enough. And then next breath is we make sure we give our lungs, our tummy, our body, our skin, every single part of our life, we have good breath to push enough oxygen to all parts of our physical body. Make sure it is a very deep breath. Bring a lot of oxygen. Hold it a little while. And then make sure all the good enough oxygen fill all part of our physical body. Okay, I'm not going to talk about too much about how to breathe, because you can find it a lot better than here in internet. But before you can learn that, I like to share. Make sure you give yourself good oxygen from the top of our body to the bottom of our body. Okay, full body. And then at that time, you know, the amazing happen. When we give all the part of our body enough oxygen, that's also the time for our mind start calming down. Wow, it's so amazing, because when we give our part oxygen, also the same thing, our mind start calming down. Okay, that's a good time for us start our meditation practice. Okay, so in our meditation practice, what we're going to do? What we're going to do? As we already agree with each other, right now we have two parts: physical body. Physical body is something we can touch, physical body, and our mind is something we can't touch, invisible part. It's the mind. Okay, when we do meditation, when we do the mind training, that's the time we train our minds. That's the train we work with our mind. How we work with our minds. Every day, our mind, they jump up and jump down because of our ego. Our ego brings us a lot of emotion, up and down, up and down. So when we do the mind training, what we're going to do? When we say we do mind training, what we do? We working to control our mind, not let them go too high with high emotion, not let them go too low with too much negative emotion. We like to train our minds to make sure our minds in very, very balanced, steady, gentle, compassion, love and kindness, and in balance, in very gentle, in very peaceful. We like to bring back our mind back to the neutral, that peaceful pattern, very peaceful pattern like this, not jump up, not jump down, not jump too high, not jump too slow, not too much emotional, no. So what we do when we say we like to train our mind, what we do, we work, we bring our mind back to the peaceful level. Back to the peaceful level, gentle, compassion, love and kindness, egoless, peaceful, quiet, balanced, silent like this. That's the target of meditation section. That's the target, the purpose, the real purpose we do in our meditation section every day. Every day we like to invite everybody, we practice at least 20 minutes a day. If you can't do 20 minutes once, we're going to divide 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening. And if you can't do it every morning or every evening, so at least we practice once a day. Practice once a day. Once a day we can practice at least 15 minutes or 20 minutes. And then after a month, after 2 months, we increase, slowly increasing the time to 22 minutes, 25 minutes, to 30 minutes. So you will see every day we have 24 hours, and we let our 24 hours go up and go down. Now we only practice half an hour. We will see how very unreasonable if we say we only use half an hour to control 24 hours a day. It's very unreasonable, but because we can't do longer in the beginning, that's why we start with very little, just half an hour. And we wish that half an hour can help us 24 hours a day. It's not reasonable at all, but at least it's a good start for us to do. You know, that's why most of the time of the real Dharma practitioner, what they're doing, they use a big portion of their life to practice. Like us, most of the monastic monks and nuns, they wake up at 3 o'clock or 3:30, or latest 4 o'clock in the morning. They practice all early morning, and then they have breakfast, and then they working for community all day time. And in evening times, yes, their physical body very tired. After a whole day working for community, for the temple, in the evening time, yes, they very tired. The physical body very tired. But we practice when we tired. Because if we not get used to practice when we tired, and so what can we do when we got sickness? Sickness even more terrible than tired. So if we can practice when our physical body got tired, and then when the sickness come, we already practice. So when the sickness come, okay, hello friends, hello sickness, that's okay. You come, because of the nature of the physical body. And then when the death comes, death even more terrible than tired, right? But when the death comes, we already practice. So death, come. Hello, we are best friends, we know each other. So that's the benefits of practice. We practice in all different kinds of situation. So yes, evening time we all tired, but we still practice. We practice when we tired. Yeah, we practice when we tired, and we use many more hours in evening time and night time to practice. Yes, it's tired. We are human. It's tired. But amazing thing happen. After we go beyond our limits, something amazing happen. There is something so happy, so mentally happy. Happiness happen and rising up. I just can't share with you, because as soon as you practice, you can understand. If we don't practice, a day I share with you, we can't get it until you practice. Okay, so that's just very quick step before we do meditation practice and after we do meditation practice. Hopefully in 1 month time, maybe next month, we going to prepare a booklet for you to practice at home. In that booklet, You will have the Heart Sutra, you should have the Vitta Sutra, you will have the dedication of merits, everything we think important. For our practice, we're going to gather and put in there in the booklet, and then everybody can have the booklet for our practice. Maybe, hopefully, we can do it next month. Hopefully, next month. Okay. Now, how much time we have left? Another 10 minutes, right? Okay, another 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, we're going to discuss about the quality of egolessness. The quality of egolessness. When we talk about egolessness, not many people can hear about it. Actually, not many people can hear about it. Because we're growing up in a culture of ego. We encourage everybody, we speak for ourselves. We talk for ourselves. We talk for our rights. We growing up in the culture with so much solid ego. Everywhere we talk about right, everywhere talking about I, everywhere talking about mine. Television, movies, social media, everywhere. So it's very rare for us today. We're talking about egolessness. It's very rare and so precious. Today we have precious time talking about egolessness. Okay. Everybody talk about ego. That's good. That's very good. But if we have the view deep down, we will see most of terrible trouble, problem happening in our family, in our school, in our social, in our country, in our nation, in our world, come from our ego. If everybody talk about ego, if ego is good, why so many problems happen and the root cause from the ego? Why they keep going to talk about ego? Because they like to protect the ego, so they keep talking about our ego. But we don't mind much about ego or not ego. What we mind, what we care, what we really care. We really care how to build up the happiness for ourselves and how to bring happiness to the other. How to benefit ourselves and how to bring benefit to our loved ones. That's what we really care. We don't care ego is right or ego is wrong. We do not care the topic, ego exists or ego not exist, is right topic or not topic. We don't care that much. But what we really care, we care how we build up our happiness to ourselves and how to bring happiness to serve our loved one. That's what we really care. And the root cause of happiness is egoless. When a mother talks with a daughter, when a son talks with a father, when lover talks with lover, when nation talks with nation, if we bring it down our egoless, that's conversation so beautiful. Son, I love you so much, son. Daughter, I love you so much. I care for your view. I care for your thought. I put my ego aside. I don't use my mother ego to put into you. When a son or a daughter talk with their mom and their father, Mom, I do love you, Mom. I care for you. I'm not going to put my son position to talk with you. I'm not going to use my daughter position to talk with you. I'm going to use your view as a mother, and I use our understanding to talk together. At that moment, we put our ego aside, and all the problem, all the misunderstanding, all the quarrel, all the sadness going to break down. Why we have so much suffering? Because we always put our ego, our position in our talk, our conversation. So when we withdraw our ego aside, Mom, I'm so sorry, Mom. Darling, I'm so sorry. I didn't understand the point of your view. You know, lately I have few ladies come to Dharma, they're learning, and all of them are more than in 40s, and all of them are very successful in their life. They renounce everything and they come to practice Dharma. They see me as their teacher. You know, when I talk with the ladies, I never say they are disciple, I am a teacher. I see them as my Dharma friends. I am the daughter of the Buddha. They also the daughter of the Buddha. We all together practice. Right now, we just have some gap, and I try to fill the gap between I and the ladies. If I see them as disciples, as students, my ego starts to go bigger and bigger and bigger. When the ego goes bigger, all the conversation, all the relationship will broken down. As soon as we put our ego into any relationship, the relationship broken immediately. You try and you will see. But as soon as we take our ego aside, everything can be fixed, everything can be trained, everything can be practiced, and everything can be improved. That's the poisons of the ego, and that's the beauty of egoless. The egoless we will learn again and again in so many different corners, many different angles. In this sutra, the Heart Sutra, the Buddha will talk about egoless in this sutra in so many different points of view. Yes, but we will see the egoless in our daily life, how benefit we can practice egoless. That's why in our Dharma class, I didn't put too much focus into the technique of meditation. I didn't choose that way. Because now we're very fortunate, we're living in the internet. We can learn how to do vipassana. We can learn how to read mantra. We can learn how to do so many kinds of meditation technique in internet. But the thing, if we learn Dharma truthfully, we learn Dharma deeply, and we can practice Dharma, we can use Dharma 24 hours in 7 days without the necessary to sit in that. No. If Dharma just happens when we practice, look, we just practice half an hour a day. So little. But if we learn Dharma, we learn the wisdom, we change ourselves to be a better person, we practice Dharma 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and our whole life. What happens if we got sickness? We can't practice. We can't do meditation. Like one of my lady over here, she hurt herself with her leg, even she can't walk. What happens if we got accident? We can't do meditation. What happens? So as long as we learn Dharma, we understand the core teaching of the Buddha, the wisdom, the egolessness, the love and kindness, the compassion, we can use that quality, that good quality in our whole day, in our whole life. What happens if we want to go die next few hours? We even don't have any minutes to practice. But we can use that mind to get the better reward. So don't stick into technique to do this, to do that, follow the breath, focus in here, or focus on the tummy, or focus in the breath. Oh, don't put too much focus into the object focus. Don't put too much into the object meditation. Focus into wisdom. Focus into Dharma. Focus into how to improve our mind, how to improve the value of our life. That's it, Dharma. That's it, Dharma. All 10 minutes already gone. So this week, I'm so happy I have a few moments to share with you egolessness. Egolessness is something make Buddhist tradition different with the other. When we talk about Buddhism, when we talk about Buddha wisdom, then we talk about egolessness. So this year, week by week, little by little, we will learn how the Buddha teach about egolessness in so many different patterns of our life in this sutra. So week by week, time by time, we will learn about that. And I'd like to invite everybody joins into our Dharma group in WhatsApp. And every few days, I try my best to remind us Dharma in that group. When I see the flower, or when I hear the bell, or during the time I practice, if I found anything I think is good in our Dharma path, I will put into our group, and hopefully all together we can learn Dharma, benefit ourselves, and benefit the other. Okay? So, let's do the dedication. Everybody can give Sister Joy, she kindly to, thank you, she kindly to create the Dharma group in WhatsApp. So if anyone like to join, we are welcome. And then just give Sister Joy your number, and she will invite everybody into our group. And if you think our loved one, our family, our friends can get benefit from Dharma, you are welcome to invite everybody come to them, and then we share Dharma. Okay. So let's do the dedication. Whatever merits I have, give me lighted through virtuous action, may become the cause for the enlightenment of all beings. May all beings be free from suffering, and may they achieve Buddhahood. Very good. Okay, now we all coming back with our Dharma practice. I often share with you all we learning Dharma, and then all together we practicing Dharma. Learning only, no use. Just learning, knowing some more knowledge. It's good, but by the end of the day, it doesn't work. So we learned and we put into practice. The Buddha always said the process of attain enlightenment will need to be going through 3 steps. The very first step is hearing or learning. Very first one is hearing or learning. And the second step must be reflection, must be thinking, must be reflection, what we hear, what we learned into our life. So the first one is hearing or listening or learning. The second step must be must be thinking or reflecting what we learn, what we hear into our life. Okay. And then the third step must be practicing. Okay, must be practicing. Must be practicing. We learn, we hear, the knowledge still there. The knowledge we're learning still there, still in somewhere on the clouds. Yeah, we know it. When someone saying Buddhism is very good, Buddhism is very good, the Buddha wisdom is beautiful. Yes, we agree, because we learn, because we hear. But it doesn't matter, it doesn't relate to our life. And then we learn, after we learn, after we hear, after we listen, it's still there. And then we're going to bring all the knowledge, all our listening knowledge we reflect, we think, is there any relevance to our life? If we say, yes, it's very good for our life, is this very good, is this very good medication for our sickness, this is very, very good to bring the happiness for ourselves and to our loved ones. After we confirm it, okay, now let's go to the third part, practicing. I'm very fortunate we have our beautiful time every Sunday like this. It's not long, but we can share what we did practice, and we keep practicing every day. We're not going to share what we didn't practice, because something we say from we did always a lot better than we saying what we read. We read it just something we read from the book and then we transfer to you. Yeah, you hear. But if we say, we practice, we did, and then we get experience, and then we offering to all our loved ones. Our loved one can feel it. So when we have beautiful chance to come to Dharma, we practice. Okay, so today we're going to practice the four immeasurables. We can see have many different names. Maybe the four boundless mind, okay, or maybe so many different names. But we just pick one of them. See the four immeasurables, okay, four immeasurables. And the four immeasurables, these four immeasurables, they are love, compassion, joy, and equanimity. We all need those, we all need these conditions, quality in our life. Okay. Why we call the Buddha? Buddha, anyone need something here? Còn gì nữa? Take it. So why we call the Buddha is a Buddha? The Buddha is the awakening one. He awake from what? The Buddha is the awakening one. The Buddha is the enlightenment one. What he enlightened? He enlightens from the nature of reality. What he awake? He awake from the reality of the life. He see the life like we see the life. We see the life with illusion. The Buddha see the life with the realization. What he realized? He realized the nature, the law of nature, the universal law. He realized everything impermanence. What we see? We see everything permanence. What the Buddha realized? The Buddha realized everything is egoless. What we realize? We realize everything comes from our ego. So we call the Buddha the Buddha is awakening one. He awake from the nature of life. He sees the life as it is. We see the life with our ego, our illusion. We like love, and we love to be loved. We will love with our ego. We like to be, to have happiness, but we didn't create the happiness causes. We create unhappiness causes. We created the suffering causes. So the Buddha gave us the practice how to improve, how to have the immeasurable love, how to have immeasurable compassion, how to have immeasurable joys, and how to have immeasurable equanimity. Now, I'd like to invite everybody, look at the words the Buddha used. Immeasurable. Immeasurable. Another word, unlimited. And then we have measurable. And then we have limited. Okay. In order to have immeasurable happiness, we should use our immeasurable mind to practice happiness, so we will have immeasurable happiness. If we use our limited mind to practice happiness, we never get the immeasurable, we never get the unlimited. If we use the limited causes, we will get the limited effect. So if we like to have the unlimited effect, if we like to have the immeasurable happiness, we should use our immeasurable mind. So where the immeasurable mind coming from? Immeasurable mind coming from egoless. Because ego is limited. Our ability. Our ego limits all our ability. Okay. How much we can love with our ego? Okay. We use our ego. First of all, we love ourselves. And then we love our loved ones. How many loved ones we have? In our family, maximum we have 10. Not many families have 10. Mother, father, children, not many. Yeah? Long time ago, we can have 10 children, 12 children in the family, but now it's 2 or 3 or 4 maximum. So in our family, we have 6 people, 7 people. And then we have grandchildren, some more, a dozen more. So it's very limited, isn't it? We can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We can count. We can count, we can measure its limit. Something we can't count, something we can't measure is unlimited. With our ego, we use our ego to love ourselves and to love our loved ones. Our loved one we can count. That's immeasurable. If we use our egoless to love, to share, The one who receive our love, we can't count. So many, so many, so many, so many. Immeasurable. I don't wish after the class everybody had to become a monk and a nun, yeah? Because everybody like to become, to give immeasurable love to every all sentient beings. Yes, it's good, it's good. Okay, now, we're coming back. When we use our ego to love, look, very short time, in very short time, we have joys, we have fun, we have good feeling. Look at the long run, look at the long time. How much we love, the always can come, the death can come. We have to separate with our loved one. And if we're thinking in a different pattern, everything changes. Even ourselves also change. The first 1 year, 2 years, we treat our loved one different. The 3rd year, 5th year, 10 years later, 20 years later, we treat our loved one different. And our loved one, they treat us 1st year, 2nd year, 3rd year, 5 years different. And she or he treating us after 10 years, 5 years, 20 years also different. That is the nature of life, the nature of the mind. The mind is impermanent, they changing every moment. The ego, there are so many qualities in our ego. There are love, there are compassion, there are joys, there are equanimity, but also there are anger, also there are desire, also have hatred, also have selfish. Our ego has so many things missing in there. Negative, positive, suffering, happiness. And if we look at the whole picture, we will see suffering more, larger, bigger than happiness. The cycle of birth and death, birth, grown up, sickness, and death. Unsatisfied, coming and coming. That's the nature. The Buddha wisdom, he saw through the nature of the life. He saw the flowing of the river, and then he go beyond it. He not trying to catch the water. He not going to do it. He not trying to catch. He not going to expect something not changing. But the true nature of that thing is changing. He not going to do that. He not going to do it. So the Buddha say, everyone like happiness. We love happiness. Our loved one love happiness. Everybody love happiness. But look at the reality of our life. The true nature of our life, what we have. Sometimes we have happy, sometimes we don't have happy. And the unhappiness happen most of the time in our life. Unsatisfied happening most of the time in our life. Okay. The Buddha say, okay, all sentient beings, they like happiness. But look at what they're doing. Look at what they're creating. They're not creating the cause to bring them happiness. They're creating the cause to bringing them unhappiness. What are they? Hatred, anger, selfish. Hatred, anger, selfish, ego are the causes to bring all sentient beings unhappiness. So if we like to give happiness to someone, make sure we have enough happiness for ourselves, and then we can give happiness to the other. Make sure we created a lot of causes to create happiness for ourselves, egoless. And we like to make sure all our loved ones around us, they created, they doing the causes to bring them happiness. When we see our loved one, they keep doing something harmful for themselves, we so suffer. Why we suffer? Because we know if they keep going to do that, if they keep going to do the same pattern, if they keep going to do the causes bringing them unhappiness, sooner or later they will have the unhappiness effect, unhappiness life coming. So that's why the Buddha, the Lord Buddha, the Buddha wisdom, the Buddha compassion, he always urging us to practice the four immeasurable: love, compassion, joy, equanimity. If you read the first line, may all mother sentient beings and I have happiness and create the causes of happiness, you will see mother sentient beings. The term mother sentient beings, okay. Mother sentient beings, why the Buddha say mother sentient beings? We have so many lives. This life will reborn after many our past life. And every life we have mother and father. Mother and father, they look after us, they care for us many lives. Not only mother and father, this life, we have so many mother and father, many past life. And in our past life, we don't have enough compassion, we don't have enough kindness, we don't have enough wisdom to repay our parent kindness, our past life, our past life, and somehow something we didn't repay their kindness, but we also bringing down the sadness. Many our past life. This life also, if we didn't practice, if we didn't training our mind in a better way, instead of we repay our parent kindness with a happy way, we didn't do anything, or even we didn't take enough care for our parent this life as well. So the Buddha say, we have to repay the kindness of all sentient beings, because we have so many lives, and each of our life we carry too much care, too much kindness, too much love of our parent, our loved one from so many lives. So that's why the Buddha say the Dharma practitioner, when they look at the sentient being, when they look at human beings, we look at them with the eyes, they are once to be our mother in some life. You remember last few weeks I shared with you when I have some Dharma friends, the ladies come to the temple and all together they practice Dharma with me. Yes, yes, in somehow, some way, they see themselves as the disciple, and they see the teacher as a teacher. Yes, somehow, they see that way. But to the practitioner, to the one who practice Dharma, what they see? We're going to see each being have Buddha nature, have the ability to attain enlightenment, to become the Buddha. And we see each of gentlemen, each of lady here, once in our samsara, be or was my father or my mother. You can be my father in our past life. You can be my mother in our past life. You can be my younger sister. You can be my sister, my brother. You can be my teacher. You can be my grandfather, grandmother. Some way in our past life, we never know. We don't have wisdom to realize that. So if we see beings in that way, we have no way to harm any beings. We have no way to harm any beings. And we have no way to bring suffering, to bring selfish to any beings. We should train ourselves to look at all single beings. They are once in our life. In the past, they were our mother or our father. So this life, we have this precious body, we have this precious mind. We do not like to waste this lifetime for ignorance, for confusion. We like to use this precious life to create more love, more compassion, more joy, more equanimity, to offer to ourselves, our loved one, on all mother sentient beings in front of us and around us. That's what we wish. That's what we wish. Okay. So we don't have enough time, I think, to go through all the 4 immeasurables this today, but now I'd like to go a little bit technique, how to practice. From the beginning of our Dharma section, our Dharma class, I always mention and focus into bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is the wish to attain enlightenment, to bring happiness to ourselves and bring happiness to the other. That is the bodhicitta. So bodhicitta and the 4 immeasurables, they are best friends together. So we also like to become the best friends of the 4 immeasurables. So bodhicitta is the root. The 4 immeasurables is the body of the plants, is the leaf of the plants, the fruit of the plants, is the flower of the plants. So bodhicitta is the root of the plants, a root of the tree, and the 4 immeasurables It's like the trunk of the tree, like the body of the tree, like the leaf. So if we look at the trunk of the plants, the plants, we see how healthy, how beautiful, how strong, how green. We can say how healthy the roots. Okay. How deep our bodhicitta, we can't say, because that is invisible. That's in the root underground. We can't see. We can't say. But if we see the strong, the very strong, the very healthy of the body of the tree, of the leaf, of the fruit, of the flower, we can say how strong, how healthy the root. So bodhicitta is the root. For immeasurable is the body, is the lips. How much we can love, how unlimited we can love, how much compassion, how much joy, how much equanimity of our life. Look at that, look at the action, look at our action, look at our speech. We can say how much love, how much compassion, how much joy, how much equanimity we have in our mind. That's a how close relationship between bodhicitta and the four immeasurables. We like to practice bodhicitta very deeply, so we also like to practice the four immeasurables deeply, as much as we can. Okay, how to practice? How to practice? Now we go. How to practice? Okay. Have you ever noticed when something come up into our mind or into our eyes or come into our ear, and they given us unpleasant feeling, and we don't like it? How long we hold that negative emotion? If someone saying something we do not like to hear, if something happen and we do not like to see, they bring us unpleasant feeling. They bringing us unhappiness feeling. How long we hold that negative feeling in our mind? If we not practice, we hold that negative feeling whole days, or even whole nights, or even a month, or even a year, or even a life. We hold that kind of hatred. We call that kind of unpleasant. We call that kind of sense of enemies, sense of not friends, not friendly. We hold that kind of negative feeling for very long. That is the signal of untraining mind. We don't like that kind of mind anymore. We're going to stop that. When we practice, we're going to work with our mind carefully. We're going to filtering all negative feeling, all negative mind coming up into our mind. We're going to reduce the time we hold that negative. We allow ourselves, before we get angrier days, before we get angrier 2 days, 3 days, or a month. Now we have that kind of negative feeling, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and then we let it go. We try to decrease the times we hold the negative feeling in our mind as much as we can. Okay, it's not easy, everybody, I know. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. Because we live in with our samsara, we live in with our ego for so many lives already. It's becoming the habit. Now we like to reverse. Now we like to reverse. We do not like to live with that kind of ego, that kind of anger, that kind of hatred anymore. We don't. We don't. So slowly, we're reducing the time we're holding negative thoughts in our minds as much as we can. And then all good, all benefits, thoughts, all good, all wholesome benefits, might, we going to hold it longer and longer as much as we can. Like love and kindness. Love and kindness. When we have love and kindness to ourselves, to our loved one, to all sentient beings, when we have the love and kindness coming up, we like to hold that thought as long as we can. Okay, as long as we can. In psychology, they encourage people to hold some kind of thoughts from 17 seconds to 68 seconds. That is psychology. If someone learns psychology, people will get familiar with the figure 17 seconds to 68 seconds. That period of time to hold a thought, to manifest something become reality. If someone learns psychology, so people will get familiar with that figure from, I'm going to say again, from 17 seconds to 68 seconds for a thought, holding a thought, any thought. In Buddhism, what you reckon? 2,500 years before, we don't have the number second or minutes or hours. So Buddha can't say second or minutes or hours. Buddha just say, hold that positive mind as long as we can. Okay, and our human mind, if we practice, we can practice. Just say 70, 30 seconds, a minute for a thought. That's long enough for every practice we do. So, how I practice every day or every section when I practice the 4 immeasurables, how I practice. I have the beads with me, the rosary I have here. So I have 20 seconds, look, I mark here, 21, I'm lazy one, so I allow myself skip one, so I put 21 beads here, 21 beads here. So when I practice the 4 immeasurables, what I'm going to do? First of all, I settle down all the dust, all the ego, all the emotion in my mind, in our mind, going down. Our mind is very poor, very poor. Make sure our mind very poor. And then from from the pore of the mind, from the very staple of our body. I bring up the wish in our mind. Make sure it's coming from the bottom of our heart. Make sure it's very sincere. Make sure our practice comes from our most sincerely points in our heart. So we're going to bring the wish. May all Mother Sentient Beings and I have happiness, and create the causes of happiness. That wish coming from slowly, not just don't say it so fast. So fast. Don't say so fast, because our emotion like we burn something. It takes time. It takes time. Slowly, we bringing the wish. May all Mother Sentient Beings and I have happiness. We do love happiness. We do love our loved one have happiness. We do love our parents have happiness. We do love our children have happiness. That's our truly, deeply wish. So we use that wish. We yield that wish. Okay, may all Mother Sentient Beings and I have happiness, and create the causes of happiness. Create the causes of happiness is very important, because we can't give our loved one happiness, because our ability to give our loved one happiness is very limited. They only have happiness if they have the causes. They created a lot of causes of happiness so they can enjoy their happiness. That's why we all together, we encourage ourselves to all together, we created a lot of causes of happiness. When we can create a lot of causes of happiness, somehow, someday, we don't want happiness, happiness is still coming. Okay, so may all Mother Sentient Beings and I have happiness, and create the causes of happiness. I hold it. We're going to hold that strong wish in our mind. Strong. We hold that for some times. How I practice, I hold that wish poorly, strongly, deeply in my mind, and then for some times, every bit I'm using like a second. I hold that thought for 20 seconds, 21 seconds, 22 seconds. That long. So that wish stay in my mind strongly and deeply. At that moment, what you're thinking, how amazing. Our mind deeply immersed into the happiness. And our mind stay deeply into the wish for our loved one. They can create a lot of causes of happiness, because if they can do a lot of causes of happiness, they somehow, happiness sooner or later will come to our loved one. That's it, the practice. And you can ask me, you can ask, Suko, just wishing not enough, Suko, we need to do something. Yeah, We need to do something, but everything needs to come from our mind first, right? Our mentality, our reality, if we don't have that intention, how can we do? As soon as deep as we have that wish into our mind, and then after our practice section, we stand up, we're not going to harm them. We're not going to harm them because from the bottom of our heart, we always wish to bring happiness to our loved one. And because our mentality, we always like to bring happiness to our loved one. So after our practice section, we stand up, we talk, we act. It's very, very easy. We put our ego aside to bring happiness to our loved one. The causes of all suffering coming from ego. It's very hard to detach the ego. It's very, very difficult to detach, to take away our ego. Very, very. So, if we have strong enough practice, if we have strong enough wish to bring happiness to our loved ones, so when we take action, it's very easy for us to detach our ego out. So when we put our ego aside, no more suffering. Everything can turn to be happiness. So that's in the practice. We're not going to say, we're not going to learn theory, we're going to learn practice, and then we like to put the practice in our life to create happiness to ourselves and create happiness to our loved one. So this week we already have the first section, love and kindness. So many next week we will keep going. Love, compassion, joy, and equanimity. So I'd like to invite everybody for the practice this week. And we go into Sister Joy, can you please put this practice into our group so everybody can learn and can practice together. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy today we can share. I'm so happy, huh? Okay, now we do dedication. Whatever merits I have accumulated through virtuous actions may become the cause for the enlightenment of all beings. May all beings be free from suffering, and may they achieve